I feel like so much has been said about this song and this beat, but I just have to like sort of paint the picture that Pharrell and Chad Hugo are some of the greatest hip hop producers of all time. And
Right.
like you cannot deny it. That they may not get thrown into the conversation because they're so different from all of the other greats. They're, it feels weird. They're almost in a different category than a DJ Premier or, a RZA or a Pete Rock. But this is just like a really innovative, interesting take on a beat. And even like though there is the drums, and it is primarily just drums, and it is even just stock drum sounds in the Triton keyboard, I want to say. It's not like they did any kind of crazy thing. They just took a preset that was in the keyboard and used it to make a beat. But even that little like melodic, in the video, it's Pharrell tapping his cheek. It just was crazy. And to remembering seeing the video for this, it reminds me, I was just talking to somebody the other day about the first time that I saw the music video for Juvenile's Ha. And it was like, what is this? Like, this seems like it's another planet. I've never seen this before. Like, that's how I felt in seeing this video. It was, the music is so stark that it really makes you pay attention to the MCs. And then in the case of the music video, just the visuals that they're showing. And it was just such a gripping moment. And I can't hear this regardless of, again, I've already kind of revealed that I don't necessarily revere Clipse as MCs, although I do think that they are very good, but they don't occupy a lot of real estate in my head. But to me, this is just as much a Pharrell song as it is anybody else. And, the first NERD album came out, I think the year prior or like around this time, the In Search Of record. And that album was super, super important in my life. And it was just hearing a song like this it's good every time somebody comes along who clearly understands the rules, but defiantly breaks the rules and defiantly sort of goes against the grain. And Grindin is that. I love this. It's a classic to me. So absolutely, it's a keep.
Kallous?
Yeah, I agree. It's one of those ones. It's kind of like a definitive like rap song. Like as far as like the production is insane. It's like Sean said, there's so much has been said about the song, so I don't want to be like drawn out about it. But like, yeah, it's obviously a keep to me. Like production, something that we'd never heard before, and like I do think that without the video, and honestly, even without Pharrell speaking on the beginning of this song, it may not have been as big. You know what I mean? Like, yes, like the beat is stupid, but would it have traveled and gotten as much distance without Pharrell just even doing that iconic like intro on the beginning of that song? And I do think that like there's, one other single where he does that on, which is probably their second single. And it's like, this is so intentional. Like, and I love like how, like, it's like, yo, like, not only do I have this beat that like I could really put Jay-Z or Beanie Siegel or any of these other people that I'm like, shooting fire stuff to around the 2000s, and anyone's going to snap on this beat. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter, but I'm going to pick these two people from my home state, from where I'm from, that I've known forever. And I'm going to introduce the world to you, like these two people, and like really let them shine because I believe in them. And like he really put like, I don't think he put his career on the line because Pharrell was going to be Pharrell whether this song blew up or not, but he put everything that he could do to promote his homies into this song, and it worked. And I think that's dope.
And it's also dope too because Clipse had put out an album on Elektra and they got dropped. They had
got
come
shelved,
out,
right?
It got shelved and they got dropped from the label. So like it must have been a really important thing for them all personally that one of their own did blow up, with the Neptunes blowing up, and then they didn't, that they did look out and that they did prop them back up, because to be dropped from the label and to have your album shelved is such a devastating thing. There was like a song, I think it was called The Funeral, that was like their single that came out like 98 or 99. Yeah, and like it didn't really go, and then they were just like, well, the Clipse is not a thing. So, it's just cool. You like to see it, where people bring the homies along for the ride. And it never felt like Clipse were like the weed carriers of the crew. It's not like, oh yeah, I'm on, and like, these are the little homies. Like they earned their spot. It was deserved for them to get a second chance.
Yeah, I think it's obviously it's a keep. I have a lot more appreciation for this song in 2025 than I did in 2002. But a big part of this was just, and I think that's what's really dope about the pod that we do and the way that we talk about music, because so much of this is in relation to where you were and what you were doing and what was where your life was at when these things happened. And then to be able to talk about, the music from the perspective of where I was, and then be able to talk about music from the perspective of where you're at is a really fun dichotomy, because back in 2002, my brain wasn't primed for this shit. And what made it worse was that everybody around me thought it was the greatest shit ever. And I was just like, yo, fuck all you dudes. Like, y'all don't know shit.
Yeah.
And then I'm wilding. I'm still saying, like, I look at 2001 and 2002 MidaZ, and I laugh at that guy, because I was just like, what? Have you heard the new Cannabis album, the Mike Club Curriculum? Like, like shit that was just like, what are you fucking talking about, bro? Like,
that old digging your heels in the sand resistance.
Yeah, bro, just being extra for no fucking reason. Just like, yo, like, nah, man, it's not that, it's this. Like, like just being contrarian for contrarian purposes in most cases, I think. So, like, even just the ability to be open to it. The first time that I caught myself doing that, like for real, like where you had to like catch yourself. It's almost like when somebody makes a when you said like, yo, I don't eat tuna fish, bro. I don't eat tuna fish. Like, I don't fuck with tuna fish at all. And then like, it's really because you had one experience with tuna fish and it didn't work that time. But then, one day somebody's like, yo, but try this tuna fish though. Like, just try it. And then you try it and you're like, man, this is really good. But you're so feet dug in the sand that you're like, this shit trash too, bro. Like, I hate it. And then like you go into your own room and you're like, fuck, that was delicious. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of that's where I was at with like, there were a lot of things that I was like, oh shit. But there was a lot of things that rolled that way. Dipset was that for me. Like, I was outside. Yo, man, like, yo, this dirty South New York music doesn't work for me. But like, every time I'd hear something, I'd be like, this is kind of fire though. Like, what? Like, but I couldn't say that outside, because I was locked into what I was locked into. I feel like with Grindin, there's a little bit of that too. Like, I just forced myself to be anti this song, because I was just like, in that space. But listening to it, even just now, Sean, while you were playing it, it's like, it's dumb hard. You know what I'm saying? It's dumb hard. Like, it's so creative. It's so counter whatever was, not just whatever was happening. It's counter whatever's happened. So, you know what I mean? It was crazy.